Malcolm Louie here. Welcome to Eversprint.com. Today we're speaking with Sandeep Shroff, the co-founder and CEO of MyStartupCFO, a fast-growing provider of outsourced CFO and accounting services for startups and small businesses. Sandeep grew his company from 2 employees and 2 clients in 2013 to nearly 100 employees and around 500 clients today without raising outside capital. Welcome to the call, Sandeep.
Thank you, Malcolm. Good to be here.
So Sandeep, how did you do it? How did you grow your company from 2 employees and 2 clients to nearly 100 employees and around 500 clients today so quickly?
Business strategy number 1, believe it or not, was to be nice. We are nice to our clients. We are nice to our coworkers. Actually, our corporate vision, mission, everything is encapsulated in those 2 words. We work in a very collaborative way with our clients. We are very tolerant of people who cannot pay or need some help from accounting to get things done, but don't have ability to pay, or they need accountant to step up to more than just bookkeeping. We have, as we advertise, we have a full stack CFO service. We provide the whole spectrum, and we from bookkeeping to CFO, and we let our clients choose what services they use and what they don't.
Now, you mentioned something really interesting. You said you work with clients who cannot pay. So how do you pay your bills working with clients like those?
Yes. So we are in the business of encouraging startups to succeed. We are very clear on that. I have a very focused vision line of sight on that. And we do have paying clients. Obviously, we did not raise any outside capital. So we do have larger clients who are successful and who pay us. So the trick in the business is to manage the mix of paying and non-paying.
So for the non-paying clients, how do you get paid eventually? Do they just pay you a lump sum sometime in the future, or do you have a cut of the equity or the cut of the revenue?
So we've never taken equity in clients. We as such, that leads to a lot of other disagreements. What's my equity worth and what your services are worth? And then from a pure financial risk perspective, I'm already staking my company's future on making revenue from you. I don't want to stake more of my risk on your success in terms of taking equity.
So Sandeep, how do you work with companies that can't pay you?
So we work with them. Obviously, we have a mix of paying and non-paying clients. And the non-paying ones, we kind of limit the services we provide, obviously to limit our financial exposure. But we work with them on the hope that they will raise money and become paying clients someday, number 1. Number 2, even if they don't and they go away elsewhere, as long as the company is successful, that is enough of a payout for us. We don't take equity, but again, we run the company on very, very non-financial metrics. Being nice to clients is one, and feeling happy ourselves about making others successful is the other metric we look for.
Right. Now, I imagine the percentage of non-paying clients that you can work with must be quite low.
Yes, it has to be kept low. Otherwise, I can't sustain myself, and I'll be doing disservice to my paying clients. I'll be doing disservice to my employees and society at large if I decide to commit suicide by having a lot of non-paying ones.
Right. So for the 500 clients, or roughly 500 clients you're working with today, how many of those are in the non-paying? How many of the 500 clients you're working with today, how many of those are in the non-paying category?
That would be about 10% of clients, numerically speaking.
Right. Okay.
But from a services point of view, they consume less than that, because they are generally the smaller and quote unquote simpler clients.
Right. Okay. So for the paying clients, can you share with me, I guess briefly, who they are? Can you share with me what criteria make up your ideal clients and how you're finding them?
Sure. So who are the clients? So our clients mostly fall into 0 to 50 employees, 0 to 10 million revenue. That's where we start with the clients. We have clients outside of those bounds on the upper side, but they started with us when they were small. And what we bring is more strategic insight into the books, more strategic insight into the finance. We don't believe finance is just a back office function whose job it is to just do compliance and file tax returns. We believe finance is a strategic function. It can enable a lot of decision making at a business level, at a strategic level for the company. Small example, if you're a high-tech company with lots of clients, you're a SaaS cloud provider, which of your clients are profitable, which are not? Which client is consuming more services and paying you less? All of this can be, derived or arrived at from the financial books. So those are the kind of insights we bring, metrics to your business, whatever metrics matter, repeat customer business or number of footfalls if you're a retail store, whatever metrics matter to you. So we are very heavy on non-financial metrics as well, in addition to the financial ones, so that we can enable management's strategic decision making.
So how do you find these clients?
So most, if not all of our clients come to us through word of mouth. We as much as we say we do finance and KPIs and other fun things with numbers, our primary business is peace of mind and free time. That is the service I provide. I provide our clients with free time. They don't have to do the books themselves. I give them peace of mind. They know their books are in shape. They know their books are being handled by competent people. They know their books will give them the answers they want when they need to make a strategic decision of one type of the other or the other. So that's what we are selling. And you don't buy peace of mind off an advertisement in a paper or a banner in a stadium or anything. You buy peace of mind from somebody who can deliver. And that is the word of mouth thing. Our CEOs are I tell all my CEOs, all my client CEOs, that you are my salespeople. If I'm doing good, go tell other CEOs. If I'm doing bad, give me feedback or fire me. So.
Okay. Yeah. 2 questions for you. Let me give you the easy one first. Okay. So you're doing great work with CEOs. How do you encourage them to make a referral, give you a referral? Are you proactively reaching out for referrals, or are you just letting them happen as they happen?
Both. It depends upon depends upon who the CEO is. We actually proactively reach out to CEOs saying, we think, if we find some company somehow, whether through general press or something, we think that we can work with them, we will look for connections to that prospect through known CEO. Then we'll ask for a referral. But other than that, we've been very blessed and fortunate, I would say, that our CEOs will proactively refer us to others. In fact, we got one client long back, and he turned out to be a very good client. And finally, I said, hey, how did you find me? He says, we were having a VC. So they were funded by they were funded by a VC who had funded another client of mine. And the VC was having this, CEO get together. They have a monthly or quarterly CEO get together. And in that get together, one of my current clients told this gentleman some glowing things about our service. And he says, I have never heard a CEO talk of their CFO or accounting people in such glowing terms or over a social drink. CFOs is not a conversation topic that comes up over a beer or drinks. So he says, I thought I had to reach out to see who is this guy about which, somebody can talk even after he's drunk.
Right.
So half jest aside, but so that's how we get our clients. We are, as I said in the beginning, we are nice to our clients. We are understanding with their financial crunch situation. And I believe people appreciate and reciprocate that.
Okay. So say we take 10 new clients that you start working with. Of those 10 new clients, how many of them will make a referral for you?
I'd like to say 10, but I know that's not reality. But proactive, maybe 1 or 2. But if I ask for them, about 8 will make a referral.
Oh, okay.
And this is fact. This is, I'm looking back, I'm thinking back maybe over the last 6 months or so. That would be about the percentage.
Okay, so from the 10 new clients that you work with, through both them voluntarily making a referral for you, or you and your team reaching out to them proactively, you will get 9 or 10 referrals to new potential clients.
Yes, over time. I mean, this is not going to happen right away,
Right.
like over 6-month period or maybe 12-month period.
Okay. And of the 9 to 10 referrals that you receive, and they're going to be warm referrals,
Yeah.
how many of those will become your clients?
That's a good question. We have a good close rate, more than half. It's more like in the 60 to 70%. The referral, the warm guys, we close about 60 to 70% of the deals.
Okay. The other question I was going to ask you was about getting fired by your clients. Mm-hmm. But before we get that, since we're talking about your retention rates and me being a marketing guy, I'm really interested in these sort of things. You're closing 60 to 70% of the warm referrals. What happens to the 30 to 40% who said no or not at this time?
So a lot of them will go internal. That we decide to hire. So I'll tell you the lost causes, right? The lost cases, not causes, wrong word. They will go to internal staff, number one. Number two, they'll go to a competitor saying the price is lower, or they will go to a competitor saying I got referred to them also through another CEO, and I have I made a better rapport with this other people, which is just fine. I'm not going to click, or our company is not going to click with every prospect or every CEO we talk to.
Okay. So how do you for the people who say no or not right now, do you have a system in place to keep in touch with them and follow up with them, or
yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do. So we use a CRM. It is I'll make a plug for them. It's called Streak.
Okay.
It is a completely Gmail. So we use G Suite. We are a Gmail based company. We use all Google tools, and Streak integrates with Gmail completely. So that makes it easy for us to follow up with even the deals that we lose. We'll touch base with them 6 months, a year out, and see how it goes. No, we don't win back most of them. The ones that are gone.
Yep.
But we do have a record of winning back some.
Right. So they don't hear from you for 6 months before you contact them again.
Something like that. It could be.
Okay.
It depends upon where the conversation ended. They may say, hey, we are going to try our internal person for 3 months. Let's touch base in 3 months. Or they may say, I've gone with somebody else. Then they've gone with somebody else. It takes about 6 to 9 months for us to go back to them saying, hey, how's it going with the other guy? Yeah, you still want to stick with them, or you want to try us out, etc.
Right. Have you thought about keeping in touch with them more regularly? Once a week or twice a month, so that they don't forget you? Because 6 months from now, you might be a vague memory.
Yes, I hear you, but that becomes like a spamming, pest. Kind of a thing. So I don't want to be I personally don't want to be that. I don't want our company to be seen as people, or a company that spams people and just doesn't let go of you and will be after you.
Right.
Don't like doing that. Again, that goes against the ethos of being nice.
Sure. Well, I wouldn't recommend that you call them every 2 weeks and make it a sales pitch, right? It's more of I was thinking more along the lines of reaching out to them, staying in touch, saying, hey, I thought you might be interested in this, and what this might be perhaps, for example, a success story that one of your other clients have achieved recently, or a problem that they had that you helped them solve, right? Something that might be relevant to the people who said no or not right now to you at the time.
So we don't do that proactive reach out of that type, but we do a passive reach out that we'll publish a blog or so on some topic that we think is of interest. So we try to be a little bit, provocative in this situation, that we deal with topics that people don't talk of. I
Right.
do my own webinars on controversial topics because I think those are not being addressed sufficiently.
Right. Okay.
By the market, and these are value add topics to entrepreneurs, to founders, to business owners.
Right. Okay. So circling back a little bit, you talked a little bit about getting fired by your clients.
Yes.
How often has that happened? You said you're working with 500 clients currently. How many over the past 5 years have you lost, and why did they go elsewhere?
I don't have a number offhand. It is a handful. It is not single digit. It may be a very low double digit number.
Okay.
And the primary reason for getting fired is screwing up the books. As much as we say we are perfect, nobody is, and we are in the same boat of imperfection. We do have multiple levels of QA inside the company. We have an internal audit department that runs, which is a cost to us, but that's a value add to clients that, we internally audit their books on a ongoing basis in a rotational fashion. But despite all the precautions you take, look, everybody's going to screw up someday or the other. Whether you're in software engineering and there is bugs in your software, or you're in marketing and some of your marketing campaigns don't work out. Similarly, we'll make a mistake, once in a while, and CEOs founders or entrepreneurs get pissed off, and they will fire us for that. So that's the number one reason, not the number one reason, but as in the first reason we get fired. Second is they will hire internal staff and say, okay, we are either too big or our business is so complex that we'd rather have an inside person sitting here in the office in our four walls does the thing, so they will let us go.
Okay.
And just to add to that, so we are, one of the things is we are very highly remote company. We are a virtual company. We work remotely. Our employees are spread all over the world. So are our clients. And so if they want somebody to come into the office on a regular basis and they happen to be in a city where we don't have people, then also they will go with either a local accountant or an inside person or something.
Right. Now, why would a business want someone to come into the office, right, when it can be done virtually instead? What's their thought process behind that?
It's funny you asked that question, because I've asked this question to myself many, many times, and I don't have a cut and dry answer, because we make finance accounting part of the house completely paperless. Everything is electronic. We use multiple tools on the cloud. Everything either is email or other communication tools or other productivity tools on the web. We use any and all of them, and we make the office, back office, paperless, which means it can be handled from anywhere. I think the insistence on somebody coming to the office is, number one, they want to see the person who's doing the books, that is this person competent enough or not. And number two, there is a comfort factor. Just a pure human comfort factor. We are human beings. We are social animals. We like to meet people. We like to shake hands and, look in the eye across the table.
Okay. Going back to your business and that you're doing with your clients, how do you maximize the business that you do with them at the very beginning? How do you figure out how you can deliver the maximum value and in turn generate the maximum revenue for your company? And then on an ongoing basis, as you develop the relationship and you get to know their business better, how are you increasing the revenue and business and value that you're providing to your clients?
Interesting you asked the question. So we do exactly, we do the maximizing value thing, and I'll tell you how in a second. But on the revenue, we do exactly the opposite, in fact. We actually actively look to decrease our revenue. Namely, if there is efficiencies that come into the business, into the back office, we will pass on those savings back to the customer. We will actively invest in things which can automate or systematize things or add tools to it, so that the quote unquote my startup CFO part goes down in terms of effort, not in terms of value, but in terms of effort. People appreciate that. We actively have gone back to customers saying, I think you're paying us too much. As contrary as it sounds, it is good for business.
Right.
It forces me into more efficient functioning. It gets me more referrals.
Okay. So when you go back and say you're paying us too much, like how much is that typically? You're talking about 10% too much, 15% too much?
We've gone anywhere from 10, 15 to 50%.
Wow.
We will see a business, and we've gone 100%. In fact, this recently happened. We're looking at the books. I mean, obviously, we have access to the books and the numbers and all that. We'll see the cash balance is dwindling. The company is in a cash crunch. We worked for many years with them, and we'll proactively tell them, like, look, my bill should not kill you. Use that money for something productive. Even if my bill is very, very small, we'll say, okay, we'll go on a deferred thing till you raise money.
Okay.
And again, as I said, as counterproductive as it sounds, I make up for that in the referral that these guys will give me because you're nice to them.
Right. Yeah. People remember that when you do them a solid, they don't forget.
That I'll tell you as they say, the most uncommon thing in the world is common sense. But the other very, very absent thing in the commercial world is just outright niceness. We tell people we are reducing our bill and they don't know how to react.
Yeah, I've never heard that before. I don't think anyone's ever done that for me. It's always prices going up.
We do that proactively. Don't get me wrong. There are times when we'll increase the bill. Obviously, the company is growing and everything, so we will increase our revenue that way. But the whole goal is that I have to grow with you. I don't have to grow as a parasite on you. I have to grow symbiotically with you.
Okay. So when a company is growing and their revenue is going up, you're able to charge more because there's more work for you to do. Is that
correct?
The rationale? Okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So what are you finding your competitors are doing that you would say they're doing really well as very poorly?
Well, there are competitors who are larger than me, older than me. They've figured out their sales pitch. They've figured out their delivery methodology. And so they are doing pretty good with that. What our competitors are doing poorly is they some of them, and I'm not going to name names or anybody, but they are just pure and simple jerks to their clients. They will withhold books. You didn't pay me my money, I'll not give you your books. Or if I have authority to yank money from your account, I'll yank the money even if you did not give me permission, and then you can keep suing me. So people do all sorts of nasty stuff. I mean, on the delivery side, that's a few things. And on the employee side, I mean, I've had, and I'm sure you've heard in your long business career, people being nasty, employers being nasty to their employees. In fact, our rule number one is not only be nice to clients, but be nice to each other, to employees.
Right. Now, are you saying that your best competitors, some of your best competitors are doing these clearly non-positive sort of things that you mentioned?
Well, not all of them, but look, we all fall into some bad behavior once in a while. We are very conscious to call it out amongst ourselves and not do it. We think we are a little bit a cut above, if I may, pat my own back than most other people on being nice.
Okay, but how are your best competitors able to continue being the best competitors if they're doing these sort of negative behaviors toward their clients and employees?
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they are doing this continuously. I'm not saying that they are doing it to everybody. Once in a while they'll do it.
Okay.
And so nobody is okay. Look, if you're bad for a very extended period of time, the market will drive you out of business.
Right.
So
exactly.
so you can't be bad to all the people all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. You will be driven out. So I'm not accusing anybody of being bad. And the people who were bad, they're gone and over, right? Those companies have ceased to exist.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So where do you see My Startup CFO going over the next 5 years?
That's an excellent question. As much as I'd like to tell you I have a grand plan in mind, I don't. It will be a bigger company than today. I mean, we are looking at, we are a 100% company. As I said today, we've come from 2 to 100 in 5 years. From here, can I be a 500% company, 1,000% company? What's the stretch goal? What's the realistic goal? I don't know. I'm more focused, so I'll take a detour on this question for a sec. We are more focused on employee wellness and, employee and families of our employees. So one of the things we did not mention, we are heavily focused on women working from home. These are women who've had kids or about to have kids. They're basically qualified accountants, controllers, CFOs, but they've taken voluntarily time off to take care of the family. Right. So my deal from personal experience and from my 25 plus years of nonprofit work and literacy is that if a mother is educated, so is the family. So seeing these educated mothers take time off and see their professional skills atrophy away is personally sad to me, and I think it's a disservice to society and their family. One of my first employees said, I was a great controller, but I became a good cook and a good diaper changer.
Right.
So she was like clear, I have no problem cooking or diaper changing. These are my kids. I love to bring them up, but I need my professional identity back to some extent. So we are bringing that back to life. We allow for very, very flexible work hours. We allow for flexible location, flexible time by the clock. You can work morning, day, night. We are a back office. If I reconcile your account at 4 in the afternoon or midnight, it doesn't really matter as long as I get it done by the 10th of the month. I'm okay. So we allow for all those flexibilities such that we will mold the job around your family life as opposed to the other way around. And that is part of being nice. That is part of being, allowing women to continue to have a profession, have a earning source, and be that, like one of the other employees told me, I want to be a mom that my children are proud of. So we are bringing that opportunity to our employee base. And so as a business model, that is all weaved into our company. We tell that to our clients up front, and we tell them that if being remote or being, at weird hours of the day is a problem for you, please don't work with us. That's just fine. And you were talking of loss of customers earlier. One of the losses is this: hey, I want somebody to come in. I want somebody exactly between 9 and 5. And look, I can't do that. I can't tie my employees down that way because that's not the ethos of the company. So we are making sure that they have the employees have a earning potential and they keep their professional sides alive, because we believe that a working mother is is teaching the kid many more skills than just the school, for example, or A for apple, B for bat is good skill to have, but how to run a board meeting, how to negotiate with a vendor, all these soft skills she has to continue to exercise and keep them alive so that she can pass them on to the kids.
Right. It's very important.
Yes.
Two last questions for you, Sandeep. Can you recap again who your ideal clients are and share what's the best way for those listening out there who are your ideal clients?
Sure.
Who are interested in contacting your firm?
So we work with small and medium-sized businesses. We work with startups. We start with them at the 0 to 50 employees, 0 to 10 million revenue bracket. These are startups or businesses who want more from their books than just simple bookkeeping, who want strategic insight to come from the books, who want finance to be a powerful enabling function for the rest of the business. We bring that insight into you. We are not just bookkeepers. We are much more than that. So if you are looking for greater insight from your finances, talk to us. Best way to get to us is, send me an email personally, Sandeep@MyStartupCFO.com. That is SANDEEP, Sandeep@MyStartupCFO.com. If that's too long, just send an email to info@MyStartupCFO.com, INFO. That's the best way to get in touch with us. Somebody will get back to you. And sorry, what was the other part of the question? How?
No, you answered it.
Okay, all right.
Who your ideal clients are and the best way for them to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today, Sandeep, and sharing how you grew your company so fast.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. This has been a good half an hour for me, and hopefully people will listen, and if not anything else, be nice to others.
Yeah, that's a good motto.
All right. Thanks, Malcolm.
We've been speaking with Sandeep Shroff, the co-founder and CEO of MyStartupCFO, about his company's rapid growth. For interviews with other fast-growing companies, or to learn how we can increase your firm's high-ticket sales through automation, visit Eversprint.com.